Title: The Dark Cards. In the heart of a small, secluded town, nestled among misty hills and whispering pines, stood an old, dilapidated mansion known as Ravenwood Manor. The locals whispered in hushed tones about the dark secrets that lurked within its walls, and the mysterious disappearances that seemed to plague those who dared to venture near. But none could resist the allure of the mansion, especially on the eve of All Hallows Eve, when a renowned filmmaker arrived to shoot a short horror film based on the mystic art of tarot. The filmmaker, a visionary named Isabel Sinclair, was drawn to Ravenwood Manor by its history and the legends of the cursed tarot deck that was said to have belonged to the mansion's former owner, the enigmatic Madame Serafina. With her crew in tow, Isabel set up her equipment in the grand ballroom of the manor, where faded tapestries lined the walls and dust motes danced in the dim light that filtered through stained glass windows. As they prepared for filming, Isabel handed each member of her crew a card from the infamous tarot deck, instructing them to keep it close to them at all times. The cards were old and weathered, bearing strange symbols and cryptic images that seemed to shift and change when no one was looking. Despite the crew's unease, they shrugged off their discomfort, attributing it to the eerie ambience of the mansion. As the camera began to roll, the crew moved through the maze-like corridors of Ravenwood Manor, capturing the dark beauty of the decaying estate. But as they delved deeper into the mansion, strange occurrences began to plague them. Shadows darted at the corner of their vision, whispers echoed through empty halls, and the temperature dropped to bone-chilling levels. One by one, the crew members started to experience terrifying visions that mirrored the images on their tarot cards. The makeup artist saw a spectral figure with hollow eyes and a rictus grin. The sound designer heard the wailing of lost souls in the wind, and the cameraman felt icy fingers caress his neck when no one was there. Isabel, consumed by her work, dismissed their fears as mere superstition, but her resolve wavered when she drew her own card from the deck. The moon, a harbinger of illusions and hidden truths, seemed to pulse with malevolent energy in her hand, its silver light casting long shadows that danced like specters on the walls. As the night wore on, the crew struggled to maintain their composure as the barriers between reality and nightmare began to blur. They found themselves trapped in a twisted realm where the laws of physics bent and twisted, and the very fabric of time seemed to unravel before their eyes. Desperate for answers, Isabel sought out Madame Serafina's study, where the cursed tarot deck was said to be hidden. The room was shrouded in shadows, illuminated only by the flickering light of the candles that lined the walls. At the center of the room, a velvet-covered table held a wooden box engraved with arcane symbols, its contents unknown to all but the mansion's long-departed mistress. With trembling hands, Isabel opened the box, revealing the tarot deck in all its ancient glory. The cards felt cold and heavy in her hands, their images twisted and distorted by some unseen force, and as she gazed upon them, a sense of dread washed over her, for she knew that these cards held the key to unlocking the mysteries of Ravenwood Manor. Suddenly, the mansion seemed to come alive around them, its walls shifting and morphing into grotesque shapes that mocked the laws of nature. The crew members cried out in terror as they were swallowed up by the darkness, their voices echoing through the corridors as they were consumed by the malevolent forces that lurked within. In the end, only Isabel remained, her eyes wide with fear as she stood alone in the crumbling ruins of Ravenwood Manor. She knew then that she had unleashed something far more sinister than she could have ever imagined, and that the tarot deck was but a mere conduit for the malevolent spirits that dwelled within the mansion's walls. As the first light of dawn broke through the stained glass windows, Ravenwood Manor collapsed in on itself, its dark secrets buried beneath tons of rubble and debris. And as Isabel stumbled out into the cold light of day, she knew that she would never be the same again, haunted by the echoes of the past and the chilling whispers of the dark cards that had sealed her fate. Some say that Ravenwood Manor still stands, a monument to the folly of those who meddle with forces beyond their control. And on still nights, when the wind howls through the hills and the moon casts its silver light upon the ruins, the spirits of the mansion's former inhabitants can be heard whispering in the darkness, their voices a chilling reminder of the horrors that lie within the realm of the tarot. But one thing is certain: the darkness of Ravenwood Manor will never truly be extinguished, for the tarot deck remains a silent witness to the sins of the past, waiting for the next unwitting soul to unearth its secrets and unleash the darkness that lies dormant within its ancient, cursed cards.